Hi everyone. Let me just see. Okay, that's better. Right. Hi, and thank you for watching my video. This is going to be a really quick one because the baby is sleeping and I don't want to take too long. But I wanted to do a video on the number one thing that I believe I can teach you about money. I know there are experts on finance that give you advice on savings and making money, how to manage your money, and this video is not about that. But I do want to tell you this one thing that if you just think it through and if you apply it, you'll see that it works. Okay? So in 2017, I was like, I knew that I would get married to the person that I was dating, well, I'm now married to. And but I didn't want to get married and just not bring something to the table. I wanted to be able to have something, like having a job, having a car, and all these other stuff. It wasn't enough for me. I wanted to have investments. And so one of the things I really wanted was to invest in property. So I just kept believing God, and I made sure that I aimed for that. I told myself that I would buy a plot, and um, I'm sorry, he keeps making noise. I told myself that I would buy a plot. I would want to have a plot before I get like married to someone, because it was just important for me not to just, I don't know. I didn't want to feel like I had nothing when I went into the marriage. I didn't want to just feel like I was just going there with my ovaries and boobs. Like, for me, that felt like it wasn't enough. So, what is this magical universal rule about money that I'm going to teach you? So, because of the desire that I had to want a property, I started looking at options. Okay, I started looking at options of how I could invest in a property. The truth is, property is expensive. I didn't have cash on hand. I was not willing to get a loan. I had no financial means for investing in a property at that time, but I knew that I wanted it. And you will not believe that this is 3 years later. I'm looking back at that year. I managed to get land. I managed to make loads of money, and like thousands and thousands of money. But that started out of a desire just to invest in a property, have a property that has my name on it. Um, yeah, and I can definitely say that this applies to even when I've wanted to go on holiday. I have looked at a destination, I've researched into how much it costs, I've researched into what I need: accommodation, activities, pocket money, food. If I need to do any shopping, then I need to put all of that into consideration when I'm planning for the trip, right? So, having all of those thoughts put together, because I had that need, because I had the need to want to buy a property, because I did the research on how much property was on the market, then I had a figure in my mind that I was working with, that I knew that, okay, now I need to be able to make this amount of money. Let's say I need to make 100K in order for me to invest in a property, or I need to make 200K, whatever amount that I think um, is befitting for whatever that I want to do, right? Because I had that desire. Or if my holiday is going to cost me a 50K, then I know that that's a figure that I need to be working towards somehow. Even though I'm aware that my income won't necessarily cover it, even though I'm aware that any other money that is coming in is not enough to cover it. So, what I believe works is that you need to have the desire. You need to be able to have the desire for whatever it is you want to invest in, whether it's a property, whether you want to go on holiday, whether you just want to save money. When it comes to money, you need to have a need or a problem. I guess I should say a need or a problem. The desire should be tied to a need or a problem that you're trying to solve. So sometimes you'll find that if, for instance, an emergency comes up, you end up having to borrow money. And somehow you always manage to pay it back, isn't it? So why not just work in advance and have the money on hand just in case something comes up, right? So My rule is that when you want something that needs money, you need to want something bigger and larger than what you can afford. You need to want something that goes beyond your financial means. You need to desire things that are so extravagant that they scare you. You know, not because you're relying on other people to help you, not because you're relying on other people to pay for your desires and needs. No, 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 we're not doing that. But because you you want those things for yourself and you're willing to work them for yourself. Okay, it doesn't matter if you don't have the money. Learn to write things down and say, I want a house. Then you start looking into how much a house costs. I want a car. Start looking at how much a car costs and what kind of a car that you want. You will find that I don't even know what usually happens. I don't even know how it works. But the income that you will start making will start matching up to the needs you have or to the types of problems that you are solving. So if you've got 5,000 K problems, you're gonna, if you've got 5,000 K problems, that's the kind of money you're gonna make. You understand? If you've got $100 million of problems, that's the amount of money you're going to make. You know, so you need to be able to have problems, like desire the things that you should be desiring, the things that you should be needing, the things that you should be wanting should be so extravagant, so beyond your income, that opportunities that are coming for you, opportunities that are coming to you, sorry, opportunities that are lining up with your life are aligning with the needs that you have. And I mean financial opportunities, job opportunities, it doesn't matter. Anything that will add financial value to your life should be something that is reaching your desire, that is reaching the needs that you need to fulfill, that is reaching the problems that you need to solve. So that is the number one rule. I think that money always follows problems, money always follows needs. So if you go with that theory, you will find that eventually you can afford everything you want. Eventually you can afford to solve the problems that may come up, that you may have. But it's about the level of desire that you have, and your finances start to line up. Opportunities just start to line up for you to be able to make the amount of money that you need. Whether your desire is to buy a house, as I said, you will see that opportunities that are coming up for you are opportunities that are allowing you to make the kind of money that facilitates for you to be able to invest in property if that's what you want, to be able to buy a car if that's what you want, to be able to travel if that's what you want. Now, of course, this requires discipline, and it requires I guess now the expert advice for finance would now come in: managing your money, utilizing opportunities, and saving, and all of that jazz. But that, I'll leave that to the experts. What I wanted to talk about is just think about this. If you think you have financial goals, go back to them and try and create bigger, extraordinary goals for yourself financially. Try to create goals that will allow you to, how can I put them, to surprise yourself, you know, even scare yourself. Um, if you're driving a smaller car, think of a bigger car that you would like. Consider how much it costs. That's the car you should be aiming for. You know, forget that you don't have the money. Believe me, once you start aiming to that level, opportunities start aligning, you know, and you'll find that even your discipline changes towards your finances. You will shock yourself how you can build a house, buy a car, travel to your holiday destination, you know, and be patient. These things, this rule doesn't happen overnight. Application of this rule is not something that happens overnight, but I'm sure even if you look back on your life, you will see that what I'm saying is actually, it's actually true. I cannot believe I recorded this long, so thank you for watching, and you can leave your comments, and I really hope you apply this, and I hope it works for you. And you should always aim high, aim outside of the box, out of the universe, and there is no limit. Not even the sky is the limit. So all the best, and thank you for watching.